First of all, I'd like to congratulate the people of Afghanistan, as well as President Ghani and CEO Abdullah, on the elections, the peaceful handover of power, and the progress made in their first weeks in office. And in addition, I'd like to commend the new government for formulating an ambitious reform agenda, especially with regard to tackling corruption and fostering regional stability and economic growth. They are very laudable first steps, and they require long-term commitment by the Afghan government, but also of the international community. Over the last 12 years, Afghanistan has made significant progress. Millions of Afghans, including many women and children, now have access to basic services like education and healthcare. The government has also approved important reforms, such as the adaptation of legislation through a presidential decree on the elimination of violence against women. And we all hope that this law will be adopted by the parliament soon. The Afghan people deserve all the credit for this. The Afghan people suffered a lot. They have shown courage throughout very difficult times. Progress has also been made by the support and the partnership between Afghanistan and the international community. The Tokyo conference and the Chicago summit, as well as the efforts of the ISAF mission, have added greatly to this. Though we all recognize the progress which has been achieved so far, we all know that Afghanistan still faces many challenges on the road to stability, lasting peace and sustainable development. We've seen in the last couple of weeks again the many people killed in difficult security situations and attacks. Economic growth has slowed down and many people are looking for a job or live in poverty. I think we have an obligation to support Afghanistan in a way that is effective, efficient and supportive. What's more, the position of women remain precarious. To sustain the gains made so far, we are looking forward to this new leadership of Afghanistan. I had the honor to meet with President Ghani and with CEO Abdullah when we were in Brussels. And on a personal note, I've been able to work as Minister for Development Cooperation of my own country with the President when he was Minister for Finance. And he wrote a marvelous book, Fixing Failed States. And I think it was an inspiration to all of us, at least in my work for the United Nations, but also as a foreign minister. And it gives an enormous amount of hope and of support for this new line in which, in fact, we are not going to substitute anymore for the Afghan government, giving the responsibility where it belongs to the Afghan people and the Afghan government. And I think we should go, as your president has indicated, for the moral and the contractual arrangements of modern development cooperation. For this, this can only be achieved not only by adopting national legislation. It comes down to the implementation and monitoring of these reforms at a local level. That is vital to achieving sustainable development in the country. The Netherlands' relationship with Afghanistan stretches back for more than a decade. Since 2002, Afghanistan has been one of the Netherlands' most important partners in security and development cooperation, and it continues, and it hopes to continue to cooperate with you throughout the transformation decade. We've contributed in the field of security, taking part in the missions in Baghlan, a very impressive mission that we had with the people of Uruzgan and Koenders. And as confirmed by the NATO-Wales summit, the Netherlands will, from January 2015, with many other colleagues, contribute to the train, advise and assist mission resolute support. Let me repeat what we have all said in Tokyo and Chicago. The Netherlands, as other countries, remain strongly committed to support Afghanistan. We will not only support the Afghan security forces through the Afghan National Army Trust Fund and the UN Law and Order Trust Fund for Afghanistan, but also continue to contribute to Afghanistan's socio-economic development. Overall, we will spend around 100 million a year on Afghans' future. However, in this new decade, this new start of increased Afghan ownership and leadership, Dutch development aid will become increasingly dependent upon the delivery of critical and sustainable reforms by the Afghan government, as implicated, I think, by the philosophy of President Ghani. One aspect deserves our particular attention and support. Afghan women have played a vital role in the reconstruction of Afghanistan and will remain vital for achieving sustainable development and stability in the future. I remember being in Tarin Kout in Uruzgan, I think it was in 2009, it was very complex and security-wise very difficult to move to the next stage of economic development. And there was an enormous, courageous group of women that gave the leadership in that difficult situation in Uruzgan to go ahead in creating the jobs and the socio-economic development from a very low level of development at this stage for that region. And we applaud this, and we welcome that both President Ghani and CEO Abdullah have underlined gender equality as a top priority. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude by welcoming the drafting of an Afghan National Action Plan 1325. The Netherlands is certainly willing to cooperate with the government and Afghan civil society to further its implementation. We're looking forward, obviously, to regional cooperation, Afghanistan with its neighbors. I've seen the president going to Pakistan, looking for energy cooperation. The work that you are doing, Mr. Minister, is probably key for the future development of Afghanistan. Let me conclude by again welcoming the new government's ambition and immediate action to fast-track Afghanistan on the road to lasting stability and peace, sustainable development, and their commitment to the Tokyo Mutual Accountability Framework. I'm looking forward to a continued and a lasting partnership in the coming years. Thank you very much.